My brothers and sisters, what's going on? Steel Sermon in the house on this Sunday morning with another video. Um, yeah, I don't have to worry about, joining Steel Twins' stream today, and I don't have to worry about getting my heart rate up today. Why? Because the Steelers played their game already for week 3. It's kind of bittersweet, but yeah, as always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Links are posted down in the description box below. This video, I'm going to be talking about Mike Tomlin. And for those new subscribers to my channel, you're about to see why I'm very critical of Mike Tomlin. And for my older subscribers, you knew this video was coming. So, obviously, Thursday was a very bad game for the Pittsburgh Steelers, no denying that. Lots of things went wrong for us, and we fall to the Cleveland Browns by 12 points. However, one comment that was made by Mike Tomlin at the end of the game on Thursday has been stirring up a lot of questions in Pittsburgh. And when Mike Tomlin was asked, actually two questions now I think about it, two things that Mike Tomlin said in regards to the offense, more specifically the quarterback situation, has been stirring up a lot of questions in Pittsburgh. When Mike Tomlin was asked about what he thought about Mitch's performance on Thursday, he said that he made some plays, he made some good plays, but we collectively came up short as a team. That really doesn't answer the question, Mike. Why can't you just come out and say he played terrible? Why can't you just say that he came out and he kept overshooting his receivers and he kept undershooting guys and he tried to force more passes and he should have thrown 2 interceptions in that game? Why can't you just come out and say that? Because remember, if you listen to me in my Week 3 picks videos, I said during my analysis for the Steelers and Browns, this is why Steeler content creators are way better than the media and to be frank, Mike Tomlin. This is why we're better than them. Because we will come on camera, okay, we will come in front of our phones, or in my case, my webcam, and we will tell it like it is. And when we are not pleased with what we're seeing out of our quarterback, we're going to tell it like it is. Mitch played terrible again Thursday night. Was he the whole reason that we lost the game? No, but he certainly didn't help us. He played awful again. And like I said, he should have thrown 2 interceptions because he tried to thread the needle again at one point, and he was very fortunate the Browns didn't pick it off. Okay, so that's 1 interception right there. And then the other interception's probably the other one. The big one towards the end of the game. I don't remember who it was on the Browns, but he made an unbelievable catch in the back corner of the end zone, and it should have been intercepted. The only thing is that his foot was out of bounds. So, yeah, Mitch was a foot in bounds away from throwing another inexcusable interception. Why? Trying to do too much. And then Mike says, he made some plays. Yeah, well, no kidding, Mike. Any quarterback in this league, regardless if they're a starter or a backup or a journeyman, any quarterback in this league can go out there and make some plays. And like I said the other day, as I was driving home from work, it got me thinking, yeah, Mitch can go out there and put together some plays that can make us all go like, okay, let's wait a little bit because this guy can play. Okay? Every quarterback can do that. It's not just Mitch Trubisky. And that's why he needs to be benched. That's why he can't stay the starter for much longer. Okay? And I know, I know I already got the Steeler fans on, dancing down in the comments below going like, well, it's the offensive line. The offensive line's actually giving Mitch some good time to throw. They're actually protecting Mitch well. Sure, Mitch gets sacked a couple of times, but it's way less than what we thought it'd be. He's getting clean pockets to throw. Oh, it's because he has young players. Did you not see George Pickens' unbelievable catch? That unbelievable one-handed catch that George Pickens made? And he made another unbelievable catch against the Bengals in week 1. Pratt Freiermuth is still good. Calvin Austin, I have yet to call his name, but he's still really good. Deontay Johnson got paid all that money. He's made some good plays. Chase Claypool's trying to, compete for catches. He has all his weapons. Najee Harris is still in the backfield, working his ass off. Jalen Warren, when we gave him the ball, he has been the ultimate X factor in the backfield. Mitch has all his weapons. He has all his weapons. And he's still overshooting and undershooting everyone. All his weapons. Oh, it's Matt Canada's fault. Matt Canada was actually pretty creative in Thursday. He was incorporating the bootlegs. He was incorporating the QB rollouts. He was incorporating Mitch on the QB keeper, which allowed him to score the run-in touchdown to make it 14-13. Matt Canada was actually pretty creative Thursday night. Sure, he made a lot of questionable calls, but we know Matt Canada can do better with play calling. Is it Matt Canada's fault that Mitch keeps overshooting Deontay Johnson? And if you saw him overshoot Johnson like that, you saw the frustration that Johnson had. It's not because he didn't make a play on it. It's because Mitch overshot him again. In fact, I'm going to pull up a chart right here that illustrates what I'm talking about. Look at this chart right here. This is pretty alarming. Yes, it's the same play over and over and over again. And and here's what a lot of you don't understand. I'm not saying it's not Canada's fault. Okay, he definitely carries some blame because I know his play calling can be better. I'm just saying it's mostly Mitch's fault. Okay? Because yes, it's the same play again and again and again and again. But guess who's the one out there throwing the ball and making them snakes and threading the needle and trying to do too much with his legs and taking unnecessary sacks? That ain't Matt Canada's fault. That's Mitch Trubisky's fault. That is all on him. And answer me this, Steeler fans. I want you to answer me an honest question, okay? Do you really believe that the Steelers, in the state that we're in right now, do you really believe that this team can win a Super Bowl with the combination of Mitch Trubisky, Mike Tomlin, and Matt Canada? To me, just like Mike Tomlin said, that answer is a definitive no. Tomlin can with the right personnel. Maybe Canada can with the right personnel. But as long as Mitch Trubisky is under center for this offense, we will not do anything. And that's why he needs to be benched. We brought him in here as a bridge guy. Yes, we don't expect him to be the guy the whole season. So why Steeler fans are just straight up defending this guy is beyond me. Oh, put him against a bad team. He'll learn. Guys, this is his 6th season in the league. His 5th as a full-time starter. Well, maybe not a full-time starter, but his 5th being the starting quarterback of a team. He's had 6 years to learn. And you want to base that off of one good year in Chicago, which really, if you think about it, he had little to do with it because he had a lot of talent on that team. And the Bears were 12-4 that year because they had one of the best defenses in the league. They had talent on offense, more than enough talent on offense for him to succeed. So why does he get a pass all of a sudden when you know that he's not going to be the guy long term? Why can't you just come out and say he sucks? Why can't you just come out and say he's playing terrible? You can't sit Kenny Pickett much longer. What sense does it make to take this kid 20th overall in the draft if you don't think he's going to be the guy? This is why Kenny Pickett needs to start. Now, look, I'm not saying when we put Kenny Pickett in, he's going to make an immediate impact and the offense is going to get 100% better. I'm not saying that. I don't expect that to happen. It's very rare for a rookie quarterback to come out of the gates and put up put up a Patrick Mahomes type, a 2018 Patrick Mahomes type season. That's very rare. That's like an anomaly. I don't expect that to happen. Because when Kenny Pickett doesn't do that, you guys are automatically going to say, oh, Kenny Pickett stinks. Oh, Kenny Pickett's not Patrick Mahomes. That's not fair to Kenny Pickett. I'm asking Kenny Pickett to be the best version of Kenny Pickett. I would love for him to be like Patrick Mahomes, don't get that mistaken, but I want him to be the best version of Kenny Pickett. Just like how I want Mitch Trubisky to be the best version of Mitch Trubisky, and we have not gotten that. And you guys can, sit back and say, well, we need to fire Matt Canada. Oh, we need to get rid of him and get a new offensive coordinator. Here's the thing. Canada ain't going anywhere this year. When was the last time the Steelers fired a coach when the season was in progress? Huh? You know how the Rooneys are. They don't fire coaches. Canada's not going anywhere. He's going to be here for at least next year, and then he's done. That's how the Steelers roll. And even if we do get rid of him in the season, who are we going to promote? Because the Steelers, unless Omar Khan goes outside the box and doesn't do the in-house promotions, we're just going to promote from someone within the organization to be the OC. That's how the Pittsburgh Steelers roll. That's just what it is. So at the end of the day, you're crying to Matt Canada not being fired means nothing. What you can control, or what the Steelers can control right now, is their quarterback situation, and this is why I'm holding Mike Tomlin responsible. This is the same guy that comes in press conference after press conference and says, don't live in our, we don't live in our fears, we believe in the fundamentals and we don't go out there and live in our fears. Oh, yeah, okay, Mike, you don't live in your fears, yeah. Allow Mike Tomlin to demonstrate this by kicking a field goal on 4th down and then still keeping Kenny Pickett on the bench when he's clearly the better option between him and Mitch. Let's have Mitch Trubisky not barely take any shots down the field, and when he does, he overshoots the guys, and when the receivers do come up with a catch, it's all on them to make an unbelievable play like George Pickens. But let's not live in our fears, right? No one wants to hear this anymore, Mike, and no one buys what you're selling anymore, Mike. It's not just me. It's the fan base. There's a reason you're under scrutiny this year, and there's a reason why this is a prove-it year for you, Mike Tomlin. I don't give a damn if you've never had a losing season with us. And by the way, Steeler fans, since when did you guys get content with mediocrity? Since when did you get content with that? What happened to Stairway to 7? We've been climbing up that damn staircase for the last 13 years now. What happened to Stairway to 7? Now all of a sudden you're content with 8-8 and 9-7, or in this case now 9-8 or 10-7. Oh yeah, and getting blown out in the playoffs again. Good job, Mike. Let me tell you, the last 4 playoff L's that we've had, all on Mike Tomlin. Zone defense time and time again against the Patriots, that's on Mike Tomlin. Blown out at home by completely overpowered by the Jacksonville Jaguars at home, same conservative defense, that's on Mike Tomlin. Being outcoached by a Browns team at home who didn't even have their head coach in that wild card game, that's on Mike Tomlin. And then not doing anything different against Kansas City, having the same game plan essentially against the Kansas City Chiefs that you had in the regular season against them in the wild card game, that is on Mike Tomlin. These last 4 playoff L's, all on Mike Tomlin. That is an indisputable fact. 3 playoff wins since losing Super Bowl 45. It's unacceptable. It will not be tolerated here in Pittsburgh, baby. That's how we roll in Pittsburgh. Okay? And notice that phrase, in Pittsburgh, because I know a lot of you Steeler fans, you've never even set foot in the city of Pittsburgh, let alone in the state of Pennsylvania. But that's how we roll in Pittsburgh. We don't tolerate failure. We don't tolerate just settling for mediocrity and settling for not having a losing season. It is Super Bowl or bust here, man. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers, damn it. 6-time Super Bowl champions. 8-time AFC champions. The most division titles out of any franchise in the NFL. The most AFC championship game appearances more than any other franchise in the AFC. Some of the most legendary and iconic moments have happened with this franchise, and they have had some of the greatest and most iconic legendary players that have ever graced this league. And now all of a sudden you're just content with mediocrity and 8-8? Yeah, like this, yeah, like the Super Bowl is just some game now, right? I am very upset with Mike Tomlin, and this is why I'm critical of him. You have a guy you have a kid that you are confident is going to be your long-term answer at quarterback, and you keep sitting him on the bench, because I think if you start him against the Jets, he can have a good game for a rookie. I really do think he can. He can't do worse than Mitch. You put Mitch out there, it's going to be the same thing. Don't expect anything different. What's the definition of insanity? Just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect different results. Put Kenny Pickett out there, let him make his rookie mistakes, let him develop, let him have his bumps and bruises. It's going to be growing pain, I know, but put Kenny Pickett in there. He will develop and he will learn. Mitch has had 6 years to learn, and he has not improved. The Mitch experiment is done. It's over with. And Mike Tomlin, you need to grow a set, you need to grow a spine, and you need to put this kid Kenny Pickett in. The main point I'm making, Steeler fans, you're being patient with the wrong quarterback. You should not be being patient with Mitch Trubisky. You should be being patient with Kenny Pickett. Because Mitch Trubisky has not played well in any of the 3 games this year. And it's not even a small sample size I can use for 3 games. He hasn't played well for his 6 years in the league, outside of one fluke year in Chicago that he had little to do with. Pathetic, man. Pathetic how this fan base just settling for not having a losing record. It's one thing if you are a franchise that has never won a Super Bowl, or hasn't won a Super Bowl in a long time. Like if you're the Browns or the Lions or the Bengals, the Jets, the Jaguars. It's one thing if you are a franchise that has never won a Super Bowl or hasn't won a Super Bowl in a long time, and then you get a guy like Mike Tomlin and you go like, oh, we had a good year. We went 9-7. Oh, we had a good year. We went 10-7. Oh, we had a good year. We made it to the AFC divisional. That don't fly here in Pittsburgh. It don't. Do you think fans of teams like the Packers or the Patriots, the Cowboys, the 49ers, do you think that they're sitting back settling for, 10-7, a division title, a loss in the wild card, a loss in the divisional? Why do you think Aaron Rodgers and Packers fans keep getting ridiculed so much? Because they keep coming up short. Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he might have a case for being one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play, and they keep coming up short in the playoffs. Do you think they're sitting back going like, oh, we had a great year, Rodgers won MVP, yeah, and you didn't win the Super Bowl? It's the same deal over here. I expect better. And Mike Tomlin, I better see Kenny Pickett being started. You better have a change of heart come next Sunday. Because it's going to be the same thing if you keep starting Mitch Trubisky. And that's all I got to say. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. Steel Sermon checking on out for the night. May God be with you all.